everybody, how you guys doing? It's Yvonne here. Today I'd like to show you something a little different than what I'm used to creating. But I just saw this in a store and I wanted $16 for it, and I thought to myself, I can make that. Don't we all say that? But the thing is, do we normally do it? I say it more than I do it. But it's just that sometimes I get so busy I forget. But this one here I thought was really charming, really cute for a decor, not heavy to hang, so it doesn't need a big anchor. Or a little sticker on the wall will do. And it's simple and inexpensive. You could probably even do this with children. It represents two skis and a nice little embellishment in the center and so forth. And all I did was glue a rope on the end to hang it. Let me show you how I did this. I purchased from the dollar store this corrugated board. It's 20 inches long. I don't know if it's 24 inches wide, but I cut 3 inches by 20 inches, the whole length. And then you could probably make 3 or 4 out of one corrugated craft board. And all I did was cover this board up. So I covered 2, and I made one ahead of time in order to save on time. And all I did was, you can either, on this particular one, I use this. Now, you can buy this at the dollar store again. It's just the full wood wall stickers that you can buy. They're very, very sticky. Got to be real careful. Or you can cover it with any kind of paper, even brown paper bags. It really doesn't matter. Or you could use, if you had some designer paper with a wood grain. It doesn't have to be a wood grain. You could do it in anything you wanted, really. It really doesn't matter. But for this particular project, I had this hanging around, and I thought to myself, I must try to see if this is going to work, because this is going to be a waste anyway. So these were I believe, $3 a pack. I'm not quite sure how much. These are $3 a pack. Then you could make 3 or 4 out of these easy, because you just need 2 pieces. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure if there's 6 or 8 pieces. If there's 6 pieces, you can make 3. Or 8 pieces, you can make 4. All you do is you peel off be careful, because it's really, really sticky. And if you use paper, well, obviously you'd use some Tombow glue or something. I prefer glue because it gives me time to set it up if I was going to use it. This one here, the original one, I made with some glue, and it makes it easier to finish up, like to move it around until it's nicely adhered to the piece. As you can see, all I'm doing is I'm pulling it all together here. Trying to make this as quick as possible, so it doesn't take long to make, but I also don't like to make a long video, so not everybody has a chance to sit down and watch long videos. So I try to keep my videos short. Doesn't always pan out that way, but depending on how complex the project is. Now, this is quite simple. All I do is I tuck it in on each side. I cut the corners out. You see what I did there? Just cut the corners out. This one here, it's a little long, so I'm going to cut. It doesn't have to be fancy, because it's not going to show. As you can see in a bit, I'm going to be adding some rope going all the way around. So it's going to work out really fine. Now I'm just going to add this in like this. As simple as that. Already one side done. See how quick that goes? Now, if it was paper, you'd obviously cut it. It doesn't matter if there's 2 pieces. If you're going to do, and you're going to have 2 pieces of design paper to decorate this, try to leave the split in the center, because this is where it's going to crisscross and decorations are going to be on there, so it won't show. Now, let me finish off the other side. Take another one like this. Now, this is vinyl, so it's going to work perfectly with anything else. But if you just wanted the wood and not the snow look onto it, this would look just great by itself. So let me slide this in here. It's very sticky, as I said, so you have to be very careful. And this one here, I tuck in. Normally I cut it before I put it on. Doesn't really matter. My fingers can let go. I'm going to line it up right at the edge. Right at the edge. And I'm just going to, as I said, you have to be careful because it's very sticky. It'll peel off some of your cardstock like I just did, but that's okay. I'm still going to work at it, like so. Pull it taut. Now, for some reason, I'm playing more with this one than I did the other one. The other one went on like a charm. Doesn't matter if you have a few pleats in it. Gives it character on the wood. But the trick is try to keep it as clean as possible. And then I'm going to cut it all the way going around. And as I said, doesn't have to be too fancy on the sides because we are going to glue some rope on there. So I'm just going to cut it to the side. Like this. Sorry if I'm off camera. Like this. There you go. So that's done. That's how quick it goes. Then I smooth it all off. And now to do the tip of the ski here, all I did was line it up like so, and I just eyeballed it with a pencil, and I just kind of did that, and then I just cut it down. Nothing. As long as it's so much even to the other one, that's all that I cared for. So now I end up having the same thing as I have right here. Okay? I have two of them right like this. That's going to end up looking like this. Now all I need to do is my good old glue sticks that I got at the dollar store for $1.25. You get a pack of 18 for $1.25. You'll never use 18 on one ski. I think you'll probably use two of them, maybe. One on each ski. And all I do is put a bead of glue all the way here. I think I lost my glue stick on the brown here. So all I'm going to do right now is add some glue all the way going in here. Just make sure my glue stick starts to run. Perfect. Then I start from the edge right here. Let me see if I can get this a little closer. So all I do at this point is just add my rope, and the rope I got at the dollar store too. I believe it was $2 or $2.50 or something like that. I'm not 100%, but it's a full roll like this. And it's just jute rope. You can get that pretty much anywhere. It just gives it that country look, wilderness look, I find. And it's just perfect. And I'm not being too careful. As long as I stay within that reach with my glue gun. And I'm just going to glue it all the way around. Now that you've seen that, let me back it up again some more so you can see me working all at once. There. Now I'm just going to continue with my glue gun, and I'm going to go all around the perimeter. And pull that rope all the way around. Not too shabby. As you can tell, it's coming out really sweet. Really sweet. Quite simple to make, my friends. Quite simple. But it makes a beautiful gift if you wanted to give a gift. It's something that's fairly quick to make. You don't need a whole day to make some. And the thing being is that anybody would appreciate this when it comes from someone. And especially when it's handmade. And you make this for pennies, really, $2, $3, maybe, what, two, three, four, five, under $5, and you can make, I would say $5, and you can make, I don't know how many. So with everything going on, with people not working really these days because of COVID and so forth, this is a very inexpensive gift. If you still want to make a gift that wouldn't cost a whole lot of money, because I know a lot of people are suffering cash-wise this year because of so many unfortunate events that we've had in our lives. But all we have to do with that is go back in the day when people were making things for Christmas instead of buying it, and you'll see that people appreciate it so much, so much. I've been making gifts for a humongous amount of years now, and I make one every year for my eye specialist, because I've been going to my eye specialist for quite a few quite a few years. I must be gone to her for 25 years. I am visually impaired, and they have to keep an eye out on my eyes to make sure that I don't lose more of my vision. For I only have one eye that really works okay. The other one I can't see very much out of it. So anyway, not to turn it on me, but I love to give them a little something of my appreciation, saying, well, first of all, if it wasn't for them or my doctor, I probably would not have the vision that I have left. They caught it just on time. So, long story short, I make them a gift every year. Every year. I don't know if what they do with it afterwards, but they kind of expect it now. And it's kind of funny, because if I go in a day or so later than normal, they'll say, oh, something like to the effect, oh, we were wondering if you're going to come this year. I thought that was pretty cool. Of course I'm going to go. I wouldn't let them, they work hard, those girls. And my specialist, which is a female too. Okay, so now that I've done this, I'm going to use this side, because most of this is going to be covered. So it doesn't really matter that it's a little pleated. I don't mind that at all. So all I'm going to do at this point is after I've done all that, is I'm going to take my Versamark, my pad, and I'm just going to run it all through the front of this board. Nothing crazy, just if I miss spots, that's fine. It makes it different. And then you can use whichever embossing powder that you have handy. You'll see that there's a glare on there once you put the Versamark. And all I did, this is Nouveau embossing, and the color I'm not sure. It's called Glitter Embossing Shimmering Pearl. And all I do is now if you don't have a little tray like this, all you need to do is put a piece of paper for the remainder to fall on there, and you'll still end up having exactly the same way, just a lot easier to pick up, like so. And I just spread it all over, like this. Once it's all done, you end up with a piece looking like this. So now I'm going to take my heat gun, which just fell on the floor, and I'm going to emboss this off camera, just because I don't want the noise to bother you guys. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and now that I've embossed all my sleigh, or I should say my runner for my ski, I take my embossing folder, and all I do is bring it up somewhat in order to make it just a little bit more like a ski, because a ski normally curls at the end. So normally that's what I do there. I just take my bone folder and just add it up. Now I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to glue them. Glue them so they'll make an X like this. Let me see if I can back up a bit. So it'll make an X like so, okay? You got that? So all I do here is I'll take my good old little glue gun, and I put it approximately where I want it, and then I'll add some glue, just like that. And then I personally pull it up to make sure that they're even, like that. I think you can see that on the camera. And there I have my sleigh. Now this particular embossing is not as white as this one here. This was the white one, and this is, like I said, it was the glitter from Emboss from Nouveau. And this particular one that I just showed you was made by Stampin' Up, and it's called Shimmer White. So it's just a different one, but still beautiful. Now that I've created this, all I need to do is add to the center. I have these that I bought from the dollar store for my little creation, and I have some ribbon that I bought at Michael's. And at this point, all I'll do is I'll make a little bow. Everybody can make a bow. Just maybe not everybody can, but everybody can if they try. I know that it's takes a little bit of practice, but really not that much. All you need to do is all I do anyway, is I'll just back and forth add a certain amount of ribbon, like this. Then I'll cut off the excess, like that. And then I'll find myself a wire, which I should have right handy here. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to bend this wire, it's really simple. I've got a piece of ribbon, and I want to have 3 bows, so I don't want it too big. So this is exactly how I make it, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll take a piece of wire that I've had forever, cut myself out a piece, and all I do at this point is I'll just take my ribbon. I normally fold it in half to make sure that it's even. Then I'll pull the wire. Now, the trick to making a tight bow is to hold your wire and turn the bow. That way there, it twists towards the bow, not away from the bow, and it makes the center a lot tighter. That's the trick for this. So now that I have that, and it's all ready to go, I will now cut the excess, because I don't want that people to prick themselves on that. And I will take some glue, add some glue to the bottom of it, and add that to the center, like that. Not so complicated so far, huh? Pretty easy. And then I'll fluff up the bow. Like this. Just simple bow. You end up with a full bow. And then I'll take a couple of picks. And these I got at the dollar store too. And these were $1 a piece. So you can get whichever one you want. And all I did was add one to the bottom, add one to the top, and I had myself the same piece. See, these are $1. So I'm going to cut off the stem, and I'm going to add one to the top, add one to the bottom, and I have myself this cute little bow. And these here I purchased, they were $2 a piece, and all I did was cut off the branches, the long branches, and I just stuck them in, and I ended up with something like this. So as you can tell, $2, $3, $4, $5 or so, well, you know, it's stuff that you have at home. These bells I already had. This I had a piece of burlap I added on just to kind of add some embellishments. But sometimes when you get your Christmas stuff out, you always have extras and you don't know what to do with it. So this is how I use mine up. Every year I try to make something anyway. So I hope you've liked this. I'll recap really quickly. You take a piece of corrugated card that you get at the dollar store, It's not the Bristol board, it's the other one. It's a little thicker. And then you cut it at 3 inches by 20 inches. You cut two of them. You can probably make 3 or 4 out of each board. And then all I did was cover it up. You could cover up, like I said, with brown paper. You don't, wrapping paper. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a wood grain per se, because the wood grain really doesn't show through. It shows on the back, but the back will be against the wall somewhere normally anyway. And then I just glued them together, put a piece of rope all the way going around, make it look a little bit more countryish. Added some Versamark and some embossing powder on the skis, and then glued the skis together, made a small bow, added it to it, and here I added more embellishments. And like I said, at the dollar store, they have these little cute little picks. They have different kinds. You can buy those, and then you're off to the running race with a beautiful wreath. And anybody will appreciate this because it's so neat, and it's kind of versatile on decor. Hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. I hope it wasn't too long, but I wanted to show you how easy, inexpensive, and maybe even something you can do on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon with your children. Not hard to make at all. The only thing you have to be careful is with the glue gun. And with the children, you could probably even use some glue, except some liquid glue, except it'll take a little longer for it to dry. That's the only thing. This is Yvonne, and I'm going to let you go for now, but try to make it. I think you'll enjoy it. And most importantly, be happy. Life is too short. You got to enjoy it. Catching you on the next one, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll talk to you later. Ciao for now.